Taren S, and welcome to the House of Witchcraft. I've been doing magic for a very long time now, and I'm so happy to open up my cottage to you. Come on in. Hello, hello. How are all you witches out there today? I am so excited because I'm getting to do another herbal burning incense magical mixture, and I really love these. I've been doing these for years. In fact, this was like the first magic I learned was doing a protection herbal blend, in which is in a previous video that you can watch. That was my first magical spell that I learned to do was protection. Because as you are becoming more aware and you're becoming more open to the world around you, you do need to do protection. Today, we're doing a slightly different thing. We are doing a purification. All right? And purification is when you want to cleanse it. And when would you do that? If I've had a really, really shitty day, and I want to change the vibrations before I go on to my next activity, then I might want to do some purification, all right? Before I go down to magic space, I might want to do some purification up around me. This is also good to use if you have bought a new magical item and you want to purify it, all right? For instance, you know, you've bought a new athame, or you've gotten you a new wand. You're going to make this incense, let the smoke come up, and you're going to pass that item back and through it, purifying it. Okay? It's the smoke of the incense is where that, what is it, the core of the purification is, I guess. But that's where you want to pass things through. If you're doing a room, a certain area, and you want to make sure that it's been purified, then you would use and take your incense, go through and make sure that it gets in all of your areas. All right, you see I have a seashell, that's what I like to use. I also have a piece of tinfoil that's been folded about 7 or 8 times, so it's a nice thick cushion for my charcoal. I use self-lighting charcoal. All right, you can, and I have a dog. His name is Duke, and he likes to look out the window and bark at lizards. So, we're gonna act like Duke's not doing that. Maybe not. Maybe he's gonna keep, but we're gonna keep going. All right, witches. We've got why we're doing it. We're going to take the time to get our ingredients together to set our space up, so that way we are in good headspace, all right? When you are making these blends, this is stirring a cauldron of magic, all right? So get yourself prepared. Get your space ready with everything that you need. If you need a mortar and pestle, I have a little system you'll see of how I like to make my ingredients. All right, but once I've got my space all set, I know exactly why. I got my intention set. It's all set up. I want to stop and sort of give a little check. Does all this feel right? You know? And make sure my ingredients. And we are waking up the spirit of these different herbs, spices, resins, roots. So it's very important that I know each of them individually, all right? That for this thing, we're using cinnamon, one of my favorite things to burn, it seems. I'm also using dragon's blood, frankincense, and sandalwood, all right? You need to take the time to know a little bit about each of them. Know how they've been used previously. That's where what we do is when you want to do research, look up the folk magic of sandalwood, the folklore sandalwood, and that will put you on a different search path than some of the goofy stuff that you find out there. I'm not going to say names or anything because, but I am just so over Scott Cunningham's herbal book. That's all I'll say at once. I promise. All right. Yes, there's some good information. And yes, there's some really bad information. All right. It was written for a different time and place. Okay. Back to, now I got to shift energies. I done changed it up. Now we got to talk back. We're doing purification. All right. For me, why am I doing this? I'm going to purify my room. I've got my virtual altar behind me. It's where the House of Witchcraft Witches, when we're doing our virtual full moons and we have any workings, you'll find them back there. So I want that area purified, all right? So that's why I'm doing this working. Always have a reason. We don't just do stuff, okay? So I got my little bowl. Like I told you, the first I'm doing stuff. Actually, I'm doing, ooh, y'all, I forgot. I almost did it. Almost. Before we would do anything, we should always light us a candle to divinity and to spirit and or spirit realm. Or just in general, it's a moment to shift your thought, come from a place of gratitude in all of our workings. All right. You can light a candle to divinities, to entities, to whoever. It's your candle to light, but it's about just saying thank you. And I'm getting ready to work purification. All right. And I want the goddess to know that. And I want spirit realm to know that. And I want spirit realm to know that I've taken the time to do it proper and that I need them to assist me. All right. And so, put that, we are a spiritual practice as well. I also like to ring my little bell for spirit realm. Let them know I'm doing a little working right here. I'm doing a working for purification. All right? Good. Cleanse my space up. Now, my first ingredient I want to work is frankincense. And for you that have not seen me do this before, these are the amounts that we're working with, witches. We're not trying to make cup full of stuff. You don't need lots. I'm going to take me a nice little, look, that's all, this little rock of frankincense. That's all I need. All right? I typically work in about half teaspoons or teaspoons. If we are working at the cottage, I might actually put a full tablespoon in. All right? Where you're doing group. This recipe is based within numerology. I know, surprise. If you know Taren, you're like, yeah, of course Taren has numbers. I cannot, there it goes. I'll determine. All right, purification. Okay, frankincense, one of my higher herbs. This has been offered up in temples through many civilizations for thousands of years. This is used to repel negativity. And I want all of that up in my working. Talk to your herbs. Tell it the story that you know about it. All right? And like I said, as you can see, I got about a half a teaspoon. And I want to do equal amounts of my frankincense and my dragon's blood. And then whatever that amount is, I want to do half that in sandalwood. And then what I do is I make, let me show you what I'm doing in here. I make a little pile so I can see my pile. Can you all see my little red pile? Now, beside my red pile, I want to put a pile of cinnamon of half of that. I did write this down so that it's at the back, in case y'all, you're right. In case you're like, what in the world is she talking? And I want to make that pile half that pile. I'm reducing it down and sending it away. I'm getting rid of all of the negativities, the evils, all right? And then once I've got it all up in my bowl, now if you have any more little chunkies, I have a little chunky of frankincense, so I'm going to get rid of that little chunky. But I like my mixing bowl, and then after I put all my ingredients together, I swirl it 9 times. All right, there we go. I give it a good 9 times swirl. Here we go. And this is time to put your magical breath on it. All right, this is where you're going to breathe in 3, exhale 3. Let that 4th breath, that's the one you're after, that magical breath of intention. And when you're exhaling, put all of that, for me, purification from a space. And that's that intent I'm putting into it, all right? You know, and this is time, put on some music, grab your herbs, dance around with it, be happy with it, okay? Talk to it. Once I got my little mixture all done up, I'll pour it in my cute little bowl here. All right. And this way, I can sit my herbal incense up on my altar. I have my seashell with my charcoal and my tin foil that I sit here. We take it, light it up good. Purification, when you're doing burn-ins and you want to do this type of a working, a lot of times one and done is good enough. But if you are doing a magical space purification, I would tell you, you probably need a good 3, 5, 7, 9 day purifier on that one, because you've been up there doing stuff. All right. It may take it a second to light. You'll know it's lit when it sparkles, and we have little sparkles coming up. Once you got the little sparkle coming up, all you need to do, y'all see how much I'm putting? That's it. That's all you need. All right. I know we always like to think that more is better. More is not better. Now that I've got my thing lit, all right, take your feather. Give it up. Put your incense, let it burn on your altar, walk it around your room, okay? What you're feeling like you need to do with it is what you need to do with it. I'm going to be taking this, I'm going to be putting it up here behind me, and for the next couple days, I will be burning on it. All right, so I want y'all for the next couple of days to think about purification for Taren Space. Okay, witches. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, I'm going to tell you to hit subscribe, and I'm going to tell you to hit that join button and support the House of Witchcraft. And if you really like what we're doing and you want to get all up in our space, we have a virtual world on Patreon. You can come join us for our weekly Zoom chats and our virtual full moons. Thank you all so much for joining me. See you next Wednesday. Amen. Blessed be, Ashe, and Avovo.